What's up, guys? This is a quick little video on productized offers. So this, I don't know if this is loading properly for you guys. It doesn't work for me. This is McFuck that right here. This angry Ronald McDonald. And this hilarious Amazon review actually have a lot to do with this. I'll show you in a second. It said it's been 10 long amazing years. A little over a decade ago, I bought my 55-gallon drum of lube. I never thought I'd use it all, but a few days ago, the pump finally ran dry. I've had a lot of good times with it, my wife too. And not just what you think. One day, I just hosed down our hardwood floor so I could use it as a slip and slide. You shouldn't think of it as a purchase. It's an investment sure to pay off in spades. My Heidi B is here saying hello. So let's talk productized offers. I'm going to show you guys some examples, and let me tell you firstly why you want a productized offer. Let me address the before I show you guys the examples, because the first thing is if you do not have a productized offer, 5 to 10 clients in my experience will be like 60 to 80 hours of work. You'll have very low margins, meaning it's hard to pay people. And also, it's often easier just to explain it yourself. Heidi B, you want to come say hello? No hellos from Heidi B. So when you do that, what ends up happening is it's a lot of work on the delivery side, and it's very difficult to scale. Come say hello.
Yeah. Hello.
There you go. There's a Heidi hello. So the benefit of a productized offer is, this is my experience, it's actually easier to have 50 or 100 clients with a productized offer where you're doing less on the delivery side than it is to do this. And this is the poster boy for what, or the poster girl for what a non-productized offer looks like. Shoo. Yeah, there's ants on the ground. You're right. Is this person has chosen, I do small business marketing services, which means like I do a little bit of everything for everybody. Like, small business is not a niche, by the way. That's just basically like anybody who is in the business at all. And then they also offer a little bit of everything. They do Google reviews, they do websites, they do ads, they do, you can't read all these because it's but if you're everyone to everything, what ends up happening, like I said, is every solution is custom. When you try and scale it, it's hard because you don't have margins to pay people, and oftentimes you don't have instructions, right? And it takes you longer to generate the instructions than just to do it yourself. And so you get in this trap where you can only grow so big because you're delivering it. So let's define what an actual productized offer is before I show you some examples, so this can be really, really clear for you guys. By the way, for those of you guys who are watching on YouTube and don't know me, my name's Frankie Finn. I'm the author of the book Beyond the Agency Box since 2007. I've built 3 different of my own agencies up to 100 plus clients, and I've helped hundreds of people worldwide to live the whole agency beach laptop lifestyle, mentor them, and all that good stuff. So productized offer is actually mostly about discipline. It's about intentionally focusing and doing less. So it means you have one client type, one solution for that client, one deliverable, one system, one set of standard operating procedures. If you're not familiar with that term, an SOP, it's just like a set of instructions for how to do it. And you'll know you've done this right. You have a productized offer. This is the key, is when you get client number 2, is do you start 90% finished before you get going? So what most people are doing, by the way, is they have to reinvent the wheel with every single client. This person has to reinvent the wheel with every client. They might might create a website for a dentist, then create a brochure for an e-commerce store, then they might run Facebook ads for a coach, and every single time they're coming up with a new solution, and what happens is, like we mentioned, that doesn't scale. So this, before I show you examples, you have to have a niche, and there's 3 levels to picking a niche. This is my process for creating niche. I'm not saying this is the only way you guys can be successful. Is you start with level 1. Which one of these appeals to you most? There's only like 3 broad levels of business. You're either going to do e-commerce, you're going to do a local brick and mortar business, or you're going to do an expertise business like coaches, consultants, courses, trainings, teaching kind of stuff. You're going to choose an industry within it, and then what happens is we like to think of leads and sales as like, hey, I'll bring you more leads and sales, like that, like more is automatically better. But I'll tell you, there's a spectrum in every niche. So like if we pick like expertise and we think of an online coach, or we start with an expertise and we specialize in an online coach. Online coach might sell a $27 ebook, and have a $40,000 mastermind. What do you think is going to be more helpful to them in their bottom line to help them sell? The $40,000 mastermind, right? So I call one of those the $100 bill and the nickel. Make sure you're helping your people sell $100 bills, and you'll make your life so much easier, because what you'll do will be more valuable, and it'll scale better, and you'll have less to sell, and you'll have less moving pieces. It's just generally better to sell more expensive things, in my opinion. And obviously the spectrum may be different in each niche. Like in e-commerce, it might be they have a $7 trinket and a $99 a month recurring supplement. All things being equal, help them sell the $99 a month recurring supplements. That's how you pick a niche. So let me show you some examples of this, by the way. This is one of my own. We sold this for a couple of years. I've moved on to a new offer that's even simpler to deliver, but this is how we started with the website. It is motorcycle case leads for $40. This is the whole website, by the way. There's no multiple pages, doesn't say who we are. It's like one headline, a sub-headline, a 4-minute Loom video. Reply here if you're interested. I actually applied to be on an agency podcast, and they said, show us your website. At the time, this was a couple years ago. I sent them this, and they said, oh, that's not a real agency website. But I'll tell you, it converts, and it works. But it works because it's a productized offer. And so you'll notice it's the $100 bill, by the way. Maybe not the most expensive thing, but motorcycle cases are a very expensive type of case for an injury lawyer. They often make about $25,000 to $80,000 for a motorcycle case. It was one type of client, a personal injury lawyer, one solution. We're going to bring you motorcycle cases, one deliverable. In this case, the deliverable was Facebook ads to a landing page where we gave away a book. Then we had a series of follow-up emails that went out, and there were some retargeting ads. But that's basically it. That's the whole system. Then there was one set of SOPs, meaning I had all the steps laid out. And again, we started 90% finished. Before I get a client, the only thing I have to update for each client is I would change their picture on the book, and I would change it to their colors, and I would swap in their phone number. So that was the last 10%, the part I call customization. But they're all getting the same damn landing page, and the same damn book, and the same damn emails, and the same damn follow-up, and the same ads, same retargeting, same targeting. So we don't have to reinvent the wheel with each client. This is one right here called No Limit Creative. I want to show you guys actually a couple. Oh, and the reason I wanted to show you this, why does the McFuck that come in here? And the 55-gallon drum lube from Amazon is because when Amazon and McDonald's started, there's a tendency to think, well, they sell a lot of things to a lot of people that I should copy that. No! When McDonald's first started, the only thing you could buy was a hamburger. They eventually added cheeseburgers and fries and a Coke. But very, very small menu of things you could get from them. Now, that's different than where they are in business now after they've grown and expanded. Amazon only sold books. So the hardest part, like I said, of this is discipline. It's thinking you need to be all things to all people. I always say this, in a lifestyle agency, you're going to max out at 100 clients. So instead of thinking about how can I get as many people as possible, think about how I can have one great deliverable that I can have over and over. So this is No Limit Creatives. And I show you guys this because I would like to show you some things that are outside of the box. This is an agency. This is a design agency, like web design and things like that. They do this for other agencies, and they help them come up with like their ads and their videos and things like that. And because it's productized, by the way, productized offers don't need a quote in a phone call as often as like non-productized stuff. You'll notice they just have packages, and you get the first month half off, but they range from $500, $600, $949, $399, and like I said, you can try it out. Now, by the way, when they were first starting, there was probably only one package. Now that they've expanded and they've been doing this for many years, they have 4, but you can see, here's what I get in my package. Whole thing, their whole agency, their whole thing can be sold just visiting their website. Here's another one I want to show you guys. The Newsletter Pros, says a friend of mine, Sean Buck. They send newsletters for a couple of industries. I love this one because their newsletters they send out, it is a 4-page newsletter, and there's a template to it. So that means every month they have 2 deliverables. Come up with a 4-page newsletter, of which there is a template, and drop it in the mail. It's the only 2 things they have to do every month. Right? The deliverable is really, really simple. And what happens when they get a new client? They use the same damn template right? So they don't have to constantly come up with reinventing the wheel with each client. It's just one product, one deliverable, one repeat thing. I'm showing you a couple of examples outside the box, but you guys can do this with Facebook ads, you can do this with TikTok ads, you can do this with Google, you can do this with YouTube. I wanted to show you these ones, Design Pickle as well. Some of you guys will know them already. They're an unlimited graphic design agency. This is outside the box, right? Like, this is graphic design. First thing I would want to know is, like, what do they look like? So I'm going to, oh, they got a wait list, by the way. So I would want to see, like, what does it look like? See design examples. That's the first thing I would want to know. You can see, hey, these are good designs. Okay, cool. Then I'd want to know, like, plans. How much does it cost, and what do I get with it? Right, $4.99 a month, you get this package. $9.95, you get this. $16.95, you get all this. And again, when they first started, there was probably only one package, right? Like more like Amazon selling only books, right? It's only recently you can get a 55-gallon drum of lube, and there was no Ronald McDonald only selling hamburgers when they start. So the hardest part of all of this, like I said, is the discipline of choosing one client type, choosing one solution, choosing one deliverable, choosing one system, one SOPs, and saying no, that magic word no, to everything else. That is the hardest part. Here's another one, by the way. And this was in the space of SEO and web design, which I used to do when I first got started, my first agency in 2007. I used to do a lot of SEO for plastic surgeons. I'd probably say about 80-90% of my business was plastic surgeons. And whenever I would sell SEO, I needed to do custom work. Now, I wish I could tell you I came up with this. I didn't, and I didn't understand the power of a productized offer back then. But I had a plastic surgeon come to me and say once, can you make me a mommy makeover website? That was their $100 specialty thing. Like, there's things like Botox, where they don't really make any money on the Botox, right? Like, it costs them just as much to deliver it as they make. But on the mommy makeover, it was like a $40,000 procedure. They had good margins. They liked selling it. The clients or the patients were mostly happy. So I said, yes, I could make you a mommy makeover website. Then he said to me, do you think people search for mommy makeover keywords? And I looked, checked it out on Google. Yeah, they do. Do you think you could rank for those? I checked out the competition. I said, yep. And he said, do you think if we did all that, if we built a mommy makeover website and we ranked it for mommy makeover keywords, and we ranked on that traffic, that we would get the phone ringing with mommy makeover people? And I said, yeah, definitely. So we did that, and that was our Productize offer for many years, and it sold very easily. Easily, in fact, whenever I would sell SEO, like custom SEO, I would have to do proposals and phone calls and chasing people. Whenever I would tell them I have the mommy makeover website, they wanted it. This eventually evolved until we had two other ones where a surgeon said, I want that, but I want it for nose jobs. And another person said, I want that, but for facelifts. And we found one of those three. They would either want mommy makeovers, nose jobs, or facelifts. So here's an example. And it was just a website that said everything you need to know about nose job surgery. Now, why this is important to you is because when I sold custom shit, it was competitive and hard to sell and hard to deliver. When I did this, like, I could use the same damn website for two surgeons, and the articles I wrote to rank, I could reuse those. I had a thing called master articles, so my deliverable got easier. And this was a blue ocean. We were the only ones offering it, at least that I knew. Maybe other people offer it now. I don't know. One more I want to show you guys. Our man Lee, this is in our group. He does B2B lead generation using cold outreach. It's a less but better approach. They got a really actually excellent service, him and Christian doing this. And how they do it, by the way, is they're generating booked appointments using cold outreach, using a less but better approach. And they're doing this specifically for marketing and PR agencies. So again, one client type, the marketing and PR agency, one solution, I'm going to do cold outreach, one deliverable, I'm going to send, they don't just send one email, they send a series and they follow up with people and build rapport and do all those things. But one deliverable, right, they're doing the same sequence and the same process for everybody. They have one system, right? If you come in there saying like, hey, I want you guys to create a website for me, they're going to say, no, we don't do that. And I don't know if they're at that stage yet, but I'm pretty sure they're getting there of doing one set of SOPs. So much of this is just having the discipline to say no to all of this and saying, I want to go all in on one thing, and I'll tell you the best thing to do is to go all in on some kind of $100 sub-niche, and then instead of trying to be all things to all people, one little thing. And part of the reason why we don't do this, I'll tell you my experience, is we think clients want our custom solutions. And in my experience, that is not so. They want the result of the custom solution. So like if you think about this, is the client buying our custom mommy makeover or custom nose job website? Or are they buying the fact that when this is all said and done, the phone's going to ring with what they want, nose job people, right? Nose job patients. So it's obviously they want nose job patients, right? So it's not the custom website and the custom SEO that matters as much. It's the result. And so what ends up happening is, like I said, you'll have this litmus test. Do I start 90% finish? When I used to do 100% custom solutions, I started every job at 0. And so every job had this massive energy spike whenever I would get in terms of effort and work to actually fulfill on it. And eventually you run out of time and energy. With this, I start 90% finished, and the remaining 10%, I have SOPs and processes for my team to execute on my behalf. So hope that's helpful for you guys. I'm sure you guys will have some follow-up questions, but I want to give you just a couple examples in the time I had while my kids are out, but as you can see, they're home now, so I'm going to wrap this up, call it a day, and go hang out with them. Much love to you guys. May the force be with you. Hope this is helpful.